Hey, Chris Lipe here with my very first vocal analysis for Prince. And we're going to use some isolated vocals from the song called Let's Go Crazy. And I say very first because there's so much to cover with this wonderful and diverse singer. And we're going to go through a little bit of his quirks and some fun things that he does. But we're really going to focus on one aspect of his singing that sets him apart. And it's also, I believe, often overlooked in his style. Please like and subscribe to the channel, and if you'd like me to come alongside you and help you with your own voice, click the link below and join my free voice course. All right.
Go crazy.
Okay, so a neat little ism of his.
Go crazy.
This is often hard for vocalists to approach, that sort of cracky, thrown sound. I'm going to help you get there. It's a combination of fry and placing your fry extra high and combining it with a little bit of tone. So it's not just go crazy. It's not just go crazy, go. You know, we want to combine it with the right amount of energy.
Go crazy.
Go, go. It's not loud. Go crazy. Go crazy. Go crazy. Putting it in context with another note, we can make it seem a bit more aggressive. There's some other things that he does later on that are a bit more energetic. We're going to unpack those as well. Okay? And then another thing that he loves to do is this. What is it? A lot of people think, is that, could it be a whistle register sort of thing? I don't think so. He's got a very high range. He has very thin vocal cords. He's a high tenor. So his chords are going to stretch and they're going to thin out more than a lot of ours. Woo! 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 I think that's all he's doing. It's a well-supported head voice note. It's not a mix. It's not, oh yeah, woo, or woo. It's not that kind of thing. It's a very light, off-the-cuff, woo, at the top of his head voice range. And that's going to be different for every one of us. Don't necessarily try to go for the same pitch that he does. That would be futile. Go for the same energy. All right, here's another more intense example of him throwing his voice with that little bit of rasp.
Picked up the phone, dropped it on the floor.
Okay.
Dropped it on the floor.
You can hear that there's a lot more air moving. That dra is much more intense than the earlier example.
Dropped it on the floor.
Okay, so there, it's almost like we're holding back or we're stopping the air for a minute. Dra, 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 dra. Combining it with fry. Dra, 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 dra. So if we go into it and we go dra, 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 we're using compression for a very short amount of time. Again, don't worry necessarily about the pitch. Worry about the approach. Pick up the phone, dropped it on the floor. Pick up the phone, dropped it on the floor. Pick up the phone, dropped it on the floor. Pick up the phone, dropped it on the floor. Some interesting things are going to come out with your own voice as you work on that. Pick up the phone, pick up the phone, dropped it on the floor. Pick up the phone, dropped it on the floor. It's about the expressiveness and the spontaneity more than it is trying to get exactly what he's trying to do. Which brings me to that often overlooked most important thing about embracing Prince's style. And that is, let's listen to this sample here.
If you don't like the world you're living in, take a look around you. At least you got friends. You see, I call my old lady phone friendly word.
Now, you can't hear this much or really at all, if you're not listening really carefully, but these in-betweens are what give us the keys. Little breath there and his little When we listen to these in context.
If you don't like the world you're living in, take a look around you. At least you got friends. You see, I call my old lady phone friendly word. She just picked up the phone, dropped it on the floor. Was all I heard. But am I gone?
Okay, so I turned those up so you could hear what's going on. Prince's groove capabilities, his sense of rhythm. Of course, he's an amazing instrumentalist as well. This is what is often overlooked, but sets him apart from lots of other vocalists. If we try to go into just simply singing the lines,
if you don't like the world you're living in, take a look around.
But we don't have a sense and that rhythm that's put in our body, and we're not learning to react to that with our breath, we will get nowhere close. And I'd argue that our vocals in general suffer when we don't give rhythm the proper importance. So let's work on getting there. We're not so interested in singing exactly what he sings, or even, the same lyrics or the matching tone or anything. We're going to hone in on that rhythmic sense, becoming a rhythmic vocalist. The best way to start is to start by putting it in your body. And put it in your breath. Before you try to sing anything that is truly rhythmic, make your breathing rhythmic. Make it make sense. Make it loop around like a percussion instrument. And then add the words around that. You can hear him doing that in these sections, even though he's backing away from the mic. This informs the entire performance. Don't believe me? You will absolutely experience greater freedom and connection with the music if you take this approach. Rappers and scatters and vocal percussionists really get this, but a lot of people don't think about it when they're just singing. Notice my inhales are also a part of the beat. So let's pick a portion of these lyrics. Again, it's not important that we sing them exactly like he sings them, but let's go for A-Bing this idea. I'm just going to recite the lyrics in a similar rhythm to what he did, and then I'm going to put the rhythm in my body. I'm going to be more attentive to my breaths. I'm going to really move with the groove, as opposed to just being a vocalist who works with the notes or the phrases that are being sung. You see, I called my old lady for a friendly word. She picked up the phone, dropped it on the floor. Aha, is all I heard. Yeah, moving a little bit. Now, if you don't like the world you're living in, take a look around. At least you got friends. See, I call my old lady a friendly word. It's a simple concept, but it's something a lot of us don't think about. Let's thank Prince for bringing the inspiration to us. More on Prince to come in future videos. Let this soak in. Try it with your own voice. Let me know what you thought. We'll see you for more.